Alright guys, welcome to today's shot of espresso, where we'll be diving into customer avatars and what they mean for quarter four and how to extract the most money out of your funnel. So let's say most commonly you'll have men and women coming through your funnel, right? So depending on what niche you're going after, they have potential relationships in their family. So women could be boyfriend, right? It could be husband, niece. It could be daughter, so on and so forth. And you probably find the inverse for the men. So, girlfriend, yada yada yada, right? So let's talk about targeting. So, do we want to target men or women? Let's say women, for example, who would have the highest potential purchase value, so AOV. So it's the women that have, a husband, maybe 1 to 3 children, and let's say 4 to 6 grandchildren. Maybe 4 nieces, right? If this customer was to buy for all of their family from your store, you can guess that, that order would be somewhere between $600 to $1,000. And that damn straight, the CPAs would be pretty expensive. You find that these would be $20 plus, maybe even closer to $30 in quarter four. Rightfully, because that is a very competitive market to target, but it is very lucrative if you do it in the right way. So what does a campaign look like for our said target avatar? So we want to target maybe 38 plus, or if you want to go for the one that we just discussed, you'd probably be likely around 48 plus women. So if you're going for that, and you probably want to lead with the product which is most common. So you'd be leading with a daughter or a son product. So this will be the main product which you create your creative for. You run your traffic through to the ads and you try to sell them on this product, right? So to my daughter, blah, 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 love mom, right? So that's your lead. And let's say you get, maybe it's $70, maybe it's $90, depending on which box variant and whether you're doing free shipping or not. Let's say it's anywhere between $60 and $90, and normally I price a little bit higher, so I go for higher AOV. So $70, and you have a chance of maybe them buying 2, 3, 4 units 10 or 20% of the time, right? So automatically your 90 becomes 108, right? So your AOV is now 108 for this funnel. So you've got 108 is your average order value. And how do you even go higher? So my AOV on the store, which we scaled to multi 7 figures in less than a month, was way above $100. So this allowed us to spend more on the top of funnel. So the new cold traffic that we advertise to. So anyone on Facebook, for example, anyone on TikTok. So we could go right, very like almost double what we could normally spend because of the really high AOV, right? Which means you can beat your competition, your other competitors. So this is only if you're selling your lead product. But what if you could do more? What if you could do more, right? Let's talk about upsells. So my recommendation is going for post-purchase upsells. Post-purchase upsells, and this is where, say for example, they buy the daughter product and they pay for the daughter product. It's like, oh hey, do you want to buy a product for your granddaughter? Let's say you take $10 off the already marked down price, or $20 off. So you can split test the different pricings. You can split test the copy on the post-purchase upsell, and then you also have a downsell one. So this can be a lower value product, so maybe, or a different family member, so maybe this is a husband. And then you also have upsell 2. So basically what happens is you got to have the same product, and this is I'm talking about one-click upsell here, OCU. That's the app which we use. So one-click upsell. By Zipify. So if you set this up in this way, right? So you want the product which is most commonly going to be applicable. So in this case, maybe it'll be the husband, which is more likely. So this all depends on your customer avatar. So you want to go with the product which has the least resistance and the most likelihood of hitting with that particular person. So maybe if it's a parent, they most likely have a husband or a partner. So you can go with soulmate or love of my life or some other term rather than husband straight out, because, or you can go with like my man, right? Because it will reduce the friction and limit of the potential purchases. So people might have a partner, they may not have a husband, for example, right? So you that way you automatically open it up to more people to potentially purchase the upsell, right? So let's say we'll say that the husband is up here. So the husband will be the most likelihood, and then the granddaughter product will probably be in these 2 slots here. So essentially they come in, here's a product for your man. It's $20 off our normal price. So you still make, after cost of goods, you're already paying for the traffic. You could make, another $10, $20, $30 depending on your pricing on your upsell, right? So that makes a significant difference to AOV. And what if they take the product for the husband and 2 or 3 granddaughters? You are increasing that 108 exponentially, and a good upsell will convert about 20% or higher. So this is what our winning upsells were converting at. So I think this was at 15%, and sometimes they would take both. So I think this was also at like 18%. So they take this and they'll take the downsell. So because it does vary, they can't give you an estimate, right, of exactly what the AOV will be like, because it really depends on case by case basis, because depends on how many granddaughters they have or grandsons they have, depending on what you're trying to run. Maybe you run grandson and granddaughter in the 2 variations because you want to really increase the AOV, but you'll find that your take rate might be a bit lower, or it might be even lower than that, because the likelihood is lower than my man product. So you really have to do the math and test and split test and see what gives you the highest dollar per session. So maybe you get $3, maybe you get $7, maybe you get less than $3. So you'll test maybe my man and granddaughter and see which one you can do a 50-50. So it allows you to split test the different upsells. So you can run them for 2 or 3 days and see which one's working the best and yielding the best results. So that way you can maximize that AOV. So let's just go on the presumption that we're gonna get one upsell for every 10 orders and we get $30. So that already increases your AOV significantly. If they take both, it'll increase your AOV even further. So you'll find that this will be greater than 115 if you have all of the cogs right. So if you have the right upsells and proper avatar set up for your customer. So you really need to think of all of the relationships that they possibly have. And of course you can't cover all of the family in that particular upsell, right? You've only got 2 slots. You've got an upsell, you've got a downsell, and you've got an upsell 2. So upsell 2 should be the same as downsell 1 because they may take the downsell 1 and then they don't see upsell 2. They only see upsell 2 if they take upsell 1. So the downsell is only if they don't take the upsell 1. So that only gets shown in that instance. So that's why upsell 2 has to be the same as downsell 1. So we do actually cover this more in depth in coaching, and also I will be creating a series in the store build on Treasury when it's released later in the month. So we're actually going to go through a full store build series where I actually go through step by step how I created my multi 7-figure store in less than a month and scaled it to multi 7 figures in the following month. So we'll go through the exact steps of how I built that, and I'll go through and create some of the funnels in that particular store when we put it in the ShineOn Treasury. Now, let's talk about the restriction here. So we've got 2 potential slots. How do you continue to increase that AOV? Well, it's simple, right? Email, SMS, retargeting. So you'll find that pretty much all of these avenues will give you exponential return on ad spend, because these are people that have already engaged with your brand and understand who you are, you're about family products, so on and so forth, and they're potentially still or coming close to needing products for Christmas or holidays, right? So you can really get higher than 10 ROAS on this audience. So you really need to nurture your email, SMS, and retargeting. So email, you can send out flows for after people have purchased and say, oh, hey, we also have products for your niece. Have you seen these? Because most of the time, people haven't even seen your store. They will... I can guarantee you, I think most of my earlier success was on the ShineOn platform, and they didn't have access to see any other products. They just, even going through the Google Analytics, people, majority, don't even scroll through the store. They just come in and buy the product which they're set out to buy, the one that they saw in the ad. So we have nieces covered. We have, mother-in-law. Show your other product potentials, show your other hero products. So you can automatically, again, 10% conversion rate, with 7 ROAS. It's just insane, the amount of return. I mean, email is even cheaper than that, and SMS is even cheaper than that. You can probably do much higher return on ad spend. I was talking more about retargeting, like this Google and Facebook, and even probably TikTok as well, right? So these are the ones where you can generate the return on ad spend. Email and SMS is like really a no-brainer in terms of very low cost purchases. So you can introduce them to other family member products here. So again, you can have potentially 2 units. They might have 2 nieces, nephews, so on and so forth. So you really want to build up your store for success. So unfortunately, I didn't have all of my family members covered last quarter 4 because I literally was under the time restraint of setting up the store and getting the main logistics sorted out. So I probably missed out on a lot of purchases because I didn't have a lot of these family members covered, which I am working on. So I do have covered this year, so I don't miss out. So even without covering all the family, just covering like majority of the common ones, we were still achieving $500-$700 orders. Some even multiple $300 or $400 order. So they come in and buy, for their daughter and their wife, and then they see email or SMS retargeting. They come back, 1 week out from Christmas, and they buy for their nieces and other family members, right? So there's a lot of opportunity here, which is potentially missed out on if you don't apply these techniques to bring people back into your store and show them that you have other products. You cover other family members as well, right? Cool. So let's get into Facebook. And so I'll probably just give you a bit of a look as to what retargeting looks like. Just a small example. I don't want to go too deep into the technicals because we have a place where we get really deep, and that's in ShineOn Treasury and also the previous shot of Espresso. So I don't want to overload you with too much. I wanted to cover and emphasize the importance of the upsells and the AOV and understanding who it is you're advertising to, because you can cater the rest of your funnel to prime them for sales. So I like upsells in post purchase. I'm not really big on introducing new products during the checkout because it can lead to resistance, because like I said, a lot of people coming in to buy the product which they got shown. So if you show them other products, it may create indecisiveness, or it may cause a bit of friction because potentially it's a financial restraint. They might not have money to buy the product for the niece as well, but they want both products, so they'll cancel the original order because they want both products and they can't afford both products. So they might go shopping somewhere else. So you don't want to get in that situation. So make sure that you do post-purchase upsells and nurture your email, SMS, and retargeting efforts to better maximize your funnel value. So in terms of Facebook retargeting, so basically this is really valuable. Sorry, my pen stopped working. Let's get back in here. So I like to also show different message cards, but this is another time. So I'll show people different message cards with different colors and different variations, maybe flowers and so on and so forth in the retargeting as well. So that's sometimes a avenue to maximize your funnel value as well. So they might not be completely sold on your original design, so you can show them different designs. But here what we're looking towards is we can allocate 5 different ad sets, and we target different audiences. So maybe we target people that have purchased in the last 30 to 60 days. So you can create a custom audience and select your pixel and create it for 30 to 60 days of people that have purchased on the website using the purchase event, and that'll create this audience. So potentially you only put like a small $5 budget, because you'll find that that is fairly small type of audience, and this is where you show your ad creatives. So maybe you have a niece, you have a granddaughter, so other products that you didn't get to show them, right? So you can target them for those. Next one you can probably do is website visitors. And exclude, so that you include the website visitors 30 to 60, 90 days, but you exclude the purchasers. So this is where you can show them different products. So let's say you're running a daughter product and they didn't convert. Here's a son product, right? So it may not have been applicable to them. Or here's the niece, grandma. So the avatar's the same. You've already got the people already warmed up. They know your brand, and maybe your product didn't hit for them. So here's the right product for you, or potential right product, right? So yeah, that's one way you can automatically recover potential customers that the lead product didn't hit for, and then you just show them the right product which might hit for them. Okay, and the other one which you can do is something like page view. You can do add to cart. And you can do a mixture of these, right? Or you can do Facebook, right? So you can do Facebook page, create a custom audience based on Facebook page, people that have clicked on CTA. So someone that has clicked shop now. So you can create a custom audience for that. This one's going to have probably the biggest audience compared to all of these. So this one you can probably run a little bit of a bigger budget. So you can probably run like $30 to $100 depending on how much money you're spending daily, but you can put a lot more spend through those. So purchase, add to cart, you're probably going to be spending like $5 to $10. Very small budgets. And again, it depends on how much you're actually spending. Sometimes you can go a little bit more, sometimes it'll be like $30, $40, but yeah, so you can spend small amounts and regain a lot of advertising revenue, right? Because advertising spend, because you spend a lot of money on this cold traffic. Maybe the product wasn't a right fit for them, so you're using this funnel to recover that and make some sales with these people that you didn't quite hit the first time. So you hit the second time, or you hit the first time and you continue to push products which are relevant to them. So the niece, the granddaughter, and so on and so forth. So we came up with a list, and that list wasn't comprehensive. I'm sure you can Google family members and you have the whole family tree, and you can devise of which products you want to create for a particular avatar. And mind you, I can tell you right now that a phrase which converts will convert in all of the niches. So literally you just need to find a winning phrase or find a previous winning phrase and apply it to all the niches. You might need to tweak it a little bit and make it relevant to the specific audience. So, you know, it might say granddaughter, it might say daughter in the phrase, and you just change it to granddaughter. Or there might be little girl, you change it to little boy, so on and so forth. So just make sure you tweak the phrase for the audience, but for the most part, you'll find that one phrase will resonate with all of the niches. So I've run a particular phrase in the love, daughter, granddaughter, son, pretty much the entire, I've run that phrase in the entire family. So you pretty much just need that winning phrase, and that will probably resonate for them, and they'll buy it for the whole family. So yeah, that's the breakdown of making sure that you maximize your upsells, and that way you can increase your AOV to the highest possible point, and that will allow you to scale way more aggressively and achieve higher heights. Until next time, see ya then.